welcome to the very first ever episode of the Andy Peasy Show. Ooh, we made it. So literally, I've been in works with this podcast for a little bit over a year now, like about a year. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on how I got here. However,
I didn't hit record.
That's fine. I'm live on this. So just
I'm sorry.
So I have my husband here helping me produce because he's such a wonderful husband, just the best husband in the whole wide world. And so the reason I had no choice but to hurry up and say something truly is because of the current times we're in Illinois. And the main focus of my podcast in general will be current affairs, current topics, cultural topics, sure. But my biggest passion is really information, informing us all of the reality and the state of times we're in. And that can be in reference to the current climate politically we're in. That could be occurring to, or I guess referring to the climate we're actually in, the weather, literally the weather, because those are huge things. And so my biggest concerns is who's advocating for those things. We really need to be informed, like super informed. So long story short, in Illinois, we have a current bill that is called the Illinois Safety Act, House Bill 3653. And I wasn't going to do this, but I can't help, and if you guys, some of you guys can see my screen, obviously. And what started me on this crusade is a truth-finding crusade. I wanted to know, why was this meme going around? So I get this meme like Thursday or Friday morning from my cousin. She's like, hey, this. She just sends me this video. I'm like, what is this? What is this? So it simply states, Illinois, non-detainable offenses beginning January 1st, 2023. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing. First of all, those are felonies. Those three things are felonies. Those are felonies, okay? Let's be clear about that. Arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, and what is the last one? Threatening a public official. And for the life of me, I said, wait a minute. I'm very leery about things I just see like this. Because where did this come from? Where's source? What fact? What does this come from? And I have known for some time since our governor, J.B. Pritzker, actually wrote this bill into law, the safety bill into law. It was actually written into law February of 2021. So it's already an act of law. Let's be clear. This is what fear-mongering, and I'll say it, Republican GOP Party of Illinois, they don't want you to know the bill is already law. Okay? So kudos.
Yay.
Kudos to our governor.
And what does it do for us?
It does so many things. I'll just start out by saying the bill itself, and let's go and do some archiving so you guys can look and see what I'm pretty much seeing as well. So when you get into finding out what the bill essentially is, which I know it's a lot of reading, the bill itself is 726 pages, I believe.
Damn.
Now I'm not going to lie and cap and say I read every line through it. No, because it's a bill. It's very wordy. But what you find is clauses that support what you're looking for. Essentially, with the meme that was originally shared, it was about people being let out of, or people not being detained in city jails, county jails, that township jail in the state of Illinois, based upon petty misdemeanors. In the bill itself, I'll actually do this. In the bill itself, I'll do something else for y'all real quick. So you guys, just so you can see what I see. Because I'm going to be referencing this right here a lot. If you guys can pay attention to the big screen here, it's going to have in big letters there. So you can kind of read along with me. This is the actual bill. This is what it says verbatim. I ain't making this up. This is not a lie, okay? It states, requires police to cite and release, meaning cashless bail or non-detainee bail, people charged with Class B and Class C, petty, business, and ordinance charges. Now, if you go back to that lovely meme that has been being shared, these are all felonies. Every last one. If you get charged or accused, or if you get charged, essentially with one of those, you will most certainly be sitting in jail with a bond.
I don't see any Class B or Class C misdemeanors on that list.
Not any. Not any. I got something else for you guys. You might say, I got me some documents. You might say to yourself, well, what is a Class C misdemeanor? What is a Class C misdemeanor? A Class C misdemeanor itself are more serious than essentially, Class C misdemeanors are the least serious type of a misdemeanor. That penalty includes up to, if being charged and by a judge after you go to court, you can be given up to 30 days in jail, 2 years probation, and fines up to $1,500. Those examples of a Class C misdemeanor in Illinois are things such as orderly conduct, disorderly conduct, meaning you may have had too much to drink. I'm just giving a good example. You may have gotten loud out in public. A cop says, disorderly conduct. You're going to jail. No more. That's over with in Illinois. You will be getting a citation, as you should. Now, one may say, well, why would someone make a lie about very minute offenses that are now currently not being able to be detained in jail and no longer can the court system in Illinois charge you outrageous fines for something as simple? You may say, well, why would someone lie about that? What reasoning will people have to lie about that? Well, let's go there. Brings me to my next point. What you have currently going on here is, I'm going to go along with, I'll say this, for centuries, Black people have not had a fair trial. We have not been treated fairly, and a lot of times we die in the hands of the authorities with no explanation, no reasoning, and then you may find out, oh, well, we arrested them for obstructing justice. That was the only charge? Not in Illinois anymore. You can no longer charge someone with a misdemeanor and they come up dead in your possession. That is against the law, as it has always been. I will say this as well. I saw a few different videos and people had, of course, tagged me in some. And I want to show this one because this will explain essentially who and why they want you to be scared. And why someone of leadership, a mayor of a town, what's the town name?
I can't remember.
It's a small
suburb of Chicago.
Small suburb of Chicago.
Not very wealthy, kind of 95% white.
95% white. A mostly probably Republican area, essentially. Which people have their own rights to their own opinions. But when it comes down to, you have to ask yourself, why would someone want you to be scared? Why would they want something so good to be so feared? The bill actually makes cops accountable. It is actually representation of making cops better cops.
Yeah.
Why would you be mad about being a better cop? I mean, if you want to be, obviously for me, if you want to continue being a terrible cop, then yeah, you would be anti the Safety Act. Okay, so let's play this here for you.
It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They can almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners, officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them, and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
Oral, that's the name of his town?
Orland Park.
Orland Park, in a suburb outside of Chicago. Now, if you guys can pay attention, if you can notice from my live feed, this video already has 213,000 views. Okay? That is an elected official lying, with no regard.
And don't these lies have something to do with the police union too, my love?
Yes, they are connected. The police unions are currently upset about a bill that is essentially and I'm going to read some things from that you can't see from my screen. I'm just going to read just like one line here. Essentially, this bill was created by the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus. This is a criminal justice reform bill. This gives the power to the people of Illinois, the constituents of Illinois, not the cops, not the judges, not the lawyers, not anyone else who is in a leadership position who can't they don't want to be held accountable. They want to say, oh, that was an accidental death in our jail. No, not any longer. This bill essentially not only abolishes bail for petty crimes, that essentially taxpayers are the ones who are funding those petty crimes. We should be locking people up who are committing murders. We should be locking those people up. But to fearmonger and make it seem as if there is a democratic switch being done, because no, people who have held power for so long, now you're going to have account. Which is the strangest thing to me, because the Grand Old Party, the GOP, the Republicans, they're weird. You know, just to get a little bit off topic, and this, don't shut me down. Accountability is what you guys say you uphold. You love the law enforcement. If you love law enforcement so much, support them. Support them. In this bill as well, cops in Illinois by 2025 all will be required to wear body camera footage. Why is that a problem? Why is that bad? That's a bad thing? No, it's accountability. And instead of people understanding accountability or understanding anything about the bill, they rather fearmonger. Oh no, Illinois is going to be rampant with crime. Tell people the crime. Tell people how it has decreased.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. So this is Chicago's citywide crime, and let's see, we got murder down 15% year over year, and that's pretty much the big one. We got sexual assault flat, 0% change. Robbery is up 18, and aggravated battery is down 5. I mean, the real hardcore crimes have definitely taken a dip citywide in Chicago and the whole state.
You're absolutely right.
So it's based on lies.
All based on lies. My biggest concern here is that Republicans have played on the miseducation and defunding of education to continue to play on people's intelligence. And by spreading misinformation like that meme or like this mayor's video, which it is incredibly ridiculous. I mean,
they're trying to get people feared of the black man. You're just going to live in their shed. He literally said that.
Yeah.
You're going to find black people in your shed.
That's what he said.
And they're going to come for you. And the only way to be safe is to, vote for me and go against my opponents. But baby, I just want to emphasize some stuff I'm seeing in this article. So, total ban on military equipment. Do you know that you used to be able to use bayonets before this law? You could get stabbed with a bayonet by a cop. Abolishes monetary bail. Yes, we know that. We like that. And it just really applies a lot of oversight to these local podunk town police departments where, the most violent people from each graduating class flock to the local police station, and the federal government and the state government aren't having it anymore.
We're not going to have it anymore. And I'd like to just take this time out to just mention a few justice warriors that are local. J.D. Dixon, he has been a true person on the front line, continuously fighting for justice, fighting for true information, and fighting against disinformation. He has literally made the best meme. If you can see it on my screen, I'm going to continue to share it. And it just simply states that this is propaganda. It is missing context, and it is a far-right fear campaign, and it is deceptive, and it is misleading, and it is just a bold-faced lie. I'm just letting you guys know that not only is it important for us as adults to realize truth from lies, it is important for our children. Our kids have the right to understand and know when they are being misled. We always tell our kids, look both ways before crossing the street. We also tell them to be mindful of talking to strangers. Be mindful of who tells you what. This is important information still yet today. I just can't have people being misled any longer. I can't do it. I can't sit down and do it.
And it comes back to protecting the right to vote, love, right?
Yep.
And one of the things in this provisions in this bill is it ends prison gerrymandering. I didn't even know that was the case.
Yes, it is.
So in prison gerrymandering, the inmates count where they're kept. So you can just herd the people where you need some extra votes, and they don't count where their permanent address is before they're incarcerated, and that ends this practice. Whatever we can do to get, former felons correctly represented, we need to be doing.
We need to be doing. And felons also need to know, in the state of Illinois, you can register to vote. You can vote. This is another huge thing. The bill is not, they're only going after one, they're going to lie about one major thing to fearmonger, of course, but the bill intertwines so many civil injustices that have been done not only to the incarcerated black person or brown person or indigenous person or even the less fortunate white person. It protects us in the future, in the present as well. You people need to understand how these systems are designed to work together, not in your favor.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to understand that knowledge, one, is power. Two, your second power is what? Voting. Never let someone take your vote. That is how gerrymandering and the voting process has continued to become rigged. And as soon as you let that power go, they have it. You see what's going on around the states of Illinois. Illinois is one of the only few blue states in the U.S. I'm sorry. And we're in a sea of red.
And businesses are flocking here.
And businesses are flocking to Illinois. Because we care about our people. We care about clean water. We care about clean air. We care about high-paying jobs. We care about fairness and justice. And we care about civil rights. Real civil rights. And we also we're standing forefront for women's rights.
Yeah.
Women are flocking to Illinois. And I'm sorry I'm so passionate about it, but I speak about it, and my husband knows every day.
Yeah. And
he's been pushing me. Please get online. Please record. It is a struggle because, you know, the times that we are in, they have not been roses. It's been some very sad days around. Yeah. Those affect everybody, me included. Just to know that in Mississippi, my family's home state, they don't even have clean drinking water. I mean, seriously. But the governor is a red, old, Grand Party Republican. Yeah. People need to understand why things are happening, how things are happening, and what you can mostly do to change those things from happening that you do not like. But you also have a responsibility to keep things in place that you do like, that you don't even know you like. This bill protects pregnant women in the state of Illinois that are incarcerated. Do you know black women have the highest mortality, say it for me.
Mortality.
Rate, because I get a little wound up. Have the highest rate amongst death when we are carrying children. Yeah. And some of us are in prison. We deserve the same health, the same access to doctors and medicine, even if we are incarcerated. That is in this bill. Hello? Yeah. That's the Safety Act. Okay? HB 3653. Learn it. Love it. Use it. I ain't no lawyer. I didn't go to school for any of this. But all you have to do is read and understand. Again, I say the bill is 726 pages long. I did not read every inch of it. What I did do is read the necessity part, the most of the value of the bill. And people need to understand that it is so many more good things in the bill. They are actually providing more equipment to cops. Safer equipment. Safer guns. So when you are out, cops, on the battlefield and you are battling hardcore criminals with AR-15s, you have the protection and the appropriate equipment that bullets aren't flying through your bulletproof vest. Hello? Yeah. Cops have to understand when you may be being, I would say people in general have to understand when you may be being misled.
And it can be done. You know, we see how many de-escalations have there been around here in Ohio?
So,
4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, at least you can be trained to de-escalate a situation and everybody can survive.
You certainly can. You can be trained to de-escalate. You know, it is very important for you to live in a safe community. That's first and foremost. But lying and saying that people will be able to go and murder and then walk away free is a bold-faced lie. And it has to be cut off at the head, like a snake.
Racist lie.
It's very racist. There are all these racist tropes. Oh, they're going to be able to come and sneak in your room at night and then we'll have to just let them go. That's a lie. For the most educated, I would assume you guys would at least read the bill. Or at least read some factions of the bill.
NBC5 Chicago's got a really good online synopsis.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good one. It's really good. And, you know, Another huge aspect of this is, besides so many different things about the monetary bail, it is the practice of suspending driver's license just for a failure to pay. Those are things that essentially can make or break a person's way to their job. Literally, having a warrant for $1,000 for missing one court date, maybe on an accident, and now you're sitting with $1,000 warrant in the county jail for 6 months at a time. You've lost your job, you've lost your home, you've lost your access to your children, all because of I was going over 5 miles per hour and I forgot to go to my court date. There are some hardcore criminals out here, but I don't think that is one of them at all. I can tell you for example, because that was me. And I want to say this was maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I was going to renew my license, and I was calling. I was like, I think I have a ticket to pay. I knew I had to pay a ticket, and they were like, yeah, but you have $1,000 warrants for missing a court date for a speeding ticket in 2000 and such and such. And I was like, for 3 years? Wait a minute, when? I was so puzzled by it. He remembers this before we were married. And I went to the courthouse, and of course I pleaded my case because I know the law in my favor. I went to the courthouse, and I demanded to speak to a judge. Now, whether they wanted to remand me or detain me, we were going to see. But I was going to state my case to the judge and say, excuse me, I missed court for a speeding ticket going under 5 or over, under 10 miles, per hour, and now I'm sitting with $1,000 warrant. He's like, yeah, the laws just changed, Yeah, I'm, just, pay, $100, give you a court date, take care of it. Nice, amazing judge. Nice, amazing judge. But of course, had the shoe been on the other foot, a cop would have caught me. Anything could have happened.
Hey, check this out. So in the bill, it also promotes first responders' data of mental health crises. So you're going to get an indicator if the person you're dealing with has a history of mental health, and that's really going to make a big difference, to a lot of people. I think that touches everybody.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does, because and it not only does it do those wonderful things, it also enforces, and it, like you mentioned, crisis intervention, but also that on-duty training. It also prohibits chokeholds in the state of Illinois.
Nice. Should have been done.
Should have been done. There are so many things within this bill, it's just impossible to task all of them at this point. But my biggest thing here was just to come and inform you guys and to let you know that there are real deterrents that are in the state of Illinois, in our backyard, that we can either fall in the trap and be there with them, or we can lift each other up out of it and inform and educate. That's the biggest thing here. And I didn't want to hold anyone too long. I really just wanted to come and express and share the facts. And I'm going to have links to every article, and as well as the full bill in total, all 726 pages if you want to download it. And also I'm going to give you some synopsis breakdowns that are factual and credible sources. I will say this: be on the lookout. There are hundreds of online Republican GOP far-right leaning groups and publications that are spreading this lie. If you see it, do something. If you hear somebody say something. And the biggest thing is to go and vote. November. Vote. Vote Democrat. Vote Democrat down the ballot. Do your research on who your representatives are, who is representing you in Congress, who is representing you in the state, who is your state representative. vote for mayors, vote for city councilmen, vote, 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 vote.
And if you've got questions on some of the ballot amendments, we'll be going through them in later episodes, and we'll be talking about what the Democratic Party's thinking about on each one. Absolutely very important to vote.
Very, very important. So thank you all for listening to this very first of many Andy Peasy shows. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys will be informed. I hope you guys will share this information. And again, I really appreciate the opportunity. I really do. So thank you guys.
Good night.
Good night. You gotta go cancel. Oh, got tired.